The Devi Upanishad, presented by Swayam Prakash Sharma. We begin the Upanishad with an invocation. Om, O you gods, may we with our ears hear what is good, may we with our eyes see what is good, always praising you, gods, with our healthy body and steady limbs. May we enjoy the life allotted to us by you, gods. May Indra, of wide renown, grant well being to us. May Pushan and all the other gods grant well being to us. May Tarkasya, of unhindered movement, grant well being to us. May Brihaspati grant well being to us. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Devi Upanishad belongs to the Atharvaved. In the Muktika list of 108 Upanishads to be studied for salvation, this Upanishad figures at serial number 81 of that list. The Upanishad is about Devi, the goddess, who she really is. The Upanishad sees the goddess as Brahm and as the source and protector of all. In the Upanishad, the gods sing praises to the goddess. The Upanishad then also tells about the fruit of worshipping her. Source material for this upload has been taken from the English translation of the Upanishad by Dr. A.G. Krishna Warrior, as published by the Theosophical Publishing House, Chennai, and the Sadhana Khand of 108 Upanishads in Hindi, edited by Shri Ram Sharma and Bhagwati Devi Sharma. The Upanishad. Once all the gods appeared before Devi, the goddess, and asked her, "Great goddess, please tell us who you really are." The goddess replied, "You should all know that I am essentially Brahm. It is from me that everything has proceeded. From me has proceeded the world that consists of Purush and Prakriti, that consists of both the void as well as the whole space that is filled with matter. It is I who am all the forms of bliss as well as non bliss. It is I who am knowledge as well as ignorance. That is why the scripture of the Atharvan says that a person should know both Brahm and non Brahm. For true knowledge, both Brahm and non Brahm are to be known. Know that I am the five elements and also that I am different from them as well. I am the entire world. I am the Ved. I am also what is different from the Ved. I am the born and I am also the unborn. I am below, I am above, and I am around. I move with the Rudras and the Vasus. I move with the Adityas and the Vishwadevas. I support Mitra, Varun, Indra, Agni, and the two Ashwins. I uphold Som, Twashtra, Pushan, and Bhag. I uphold the long striding Vishnu, Brahma, and Prajapati as well. I grant wealth to the zealous sacrificer who offers oblations and presses Som juice. I am the condition, that is the bringer of wealth, and above it all, I am its protector as well. Whosoever knows my essence in the water of the inner ocean, he attains to my abode. Hearing this, the god said, "We salute you, Devi, the goddess, the great goddess. We salute the auspicious Shiv, both of whom we salute for all times to come. We salute the blessed Prakriti. We always bow down to her. We seek refuge in her, who is of the color of fire, who burns with the ardor of asceticism, the resplendent goddess, who delights in the fruits of actions. O you who are so hard to reach, dispel the gloom, the darkness that surrounds you." The gods gave birth to the divine speech. All forms of beasts speak the divine speech, which is the cow that yields sweet fruit and vigor. May that speech, which is so praised, appear to us. We pay our homage and respects to the holy Shiv. We pay our homage and respects to the daughter of Daksh. We pay our homage to Aditi and Saraswati. We pay our homage and respect to the mother of Skand. We pay our homage and respect to Vishnu's power, to the night of death, who is praised by Brahma. We know the great Lakshmi, the goddess of good fortune. We meditate on all fulfillment. May the goddess inspire us. Aditi was born through you, O daughter of Daksh. She is your daughter. After her were born the auspicious gods, who were friends with deathlessness and therefore immortal. The full primeval science that begets all, that produces all, it consists of love, of womb, of love's part, of the bearer of the thunderbolt, of the cave Sa, of the wind, of the cloud Indra. Again, it consists of the cave Sa-Ka-La with Maya. This is how the full primeval science runs, producing all. This is the power of the self. This is the power of the Atma that enchants all, that is armed with the noose, the goad, the bow and the arrow. This is the great and holy science. He who knows this, he overcomes grief. Divine Mother, we salute you. Protect us in all possible ways. The goddess here is the 8 Vasus. She is the 11 Rudras. She is the 12 Adityas. She is all the gods, those who drink som and those who do not drink som. She is the goblins. She is the demons. She is the evil beings. She is the ghosts. She is also all the beings who are superhumans and who are semi-divine. She is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. She is Prajapati, Indra and Manu. She is the planets. She is the stars. She is all the luminous spheres. She is the divisions of time. She is of the form of the primeval time. We always salute her. She is the goddess who banishes all distress. She is the one who grants both pleasures as well as deliverance. She is infinite. She is victorious and she is pure. She is Shiva. She is the ultimate refuge. She is the giver of the good. She is the all-powerful seed of the goddess's mantra. She is the sky united with eye and fire. She is adorned with the crescent moon. The sages who are pure-hearted, such sages meditate on the single-syllabled mantra, supremely blissful, which mantra is of the wisdom of the limitless ocean, fashioned by speech, born of Brahma, the 6th, with face, the sun, the left ear, where the point of Om is, the 8th and the 3rd, united. The air united with Narayan and with the lip, the 9-lettered mantra ending with Viche, delights the lofty ones. And the 9-lettered mantra is Om, Am, Hreem, Kleem, Chamundaye, Viche, which means, O great goddess, for obtaining knowledge of Brahm, we always meditate on you. We bow down to you. Untie the knots of ignorance of Rajas, which binds me, and grant me liberation. Grant me salvation, O great goddess. The goddess, resplendent as the morning sun, is seated in the lotus heart, bearing noose and goad, with a gesture that grants boons, dissolving all fears, tender, having 3 eyes, wearing red robes, and granting her devotees all their heart's desires. I adore and worship you, O goddess. You are the dispeller of the greatest of fears. You are the vanquisher of all obstacles. You wear great mercy's form. I bow to you, O goddess, because Brahma and others do not know your essence, so you are called the unknowable. Since you have no end, you are called the endless. Since you are not grasped, you are called the incomprehensible. Since your birth is not known, you are called unborn. Since you alone are present everywhere, you are called the One. Since you alone wear all forms, so you are called the Many. For all the above reasons, you are called the unknowable, the endless, the incomprehensible, the unborn, the One, and the Many. You, the goddess, are the source of all the mantras. You are the source of all the words. Knowledge is your form. Your conscious form of goddess transcends all cognitions. It is beyond all cognitions. You are the witness of all emptiness. There is nothing beyond the Devi, the goddess. She is renowned as unapproachable. I, who am afraid of life, I bow to the inaccessible one, who is the bulwark, who is the shield that protects against all sins. She is the pilot who steers and guides me across the ocean of worldly life. Whosoever studies and understands this Atharv Upanishad, he gains the fruit of repeating 5 other Atharv Upanishads. Whosoever has mastered this Atharva Upanishad, his worship matures and succeeds. However, if we were to chant this Vidya without proper understanding, even 10 million times, one would not get any fruit. His chanting in this way would be totally wasted and in vain, and he would not get any fruit of his worship. Moreover, reciting it just 108 times with understanding is a good beginning. A person who reads this Upanishad only 10 times, but with understanding, he is released at once from all sins. Through the grace of the great Devi, of the great goddess, he overcomes even the greatest of obstacles. If one reads this Upanishad with understanding in the morning, one destroys the sins of the night. If one reads it with understanding in the evening, one destroys the sins committed by day. Thus, reading the Upanishad with understanding, both in the morning and the evening, even a sinner becomes sinless. If one reads the Upanishad with understanding at the fourth junction of midnight, he becomes perfect in speech. The meditation of the Upanishad before a new image brings the presence of the deity. The meditation of the Upanishad at the time of consecration of an image makes the image a center of energy. Reciting the Upanishad on Tuesday under the asterism of Ashwin, in the presence of the great goddess, one overcomes death. One who knows as such, yes, he overcomes death. One who knows as such. This is the secret of the Upanishad. Yes, this is the secret of the Upanishad. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.